Okay, first of all, I sent you out this morning to you. I don't know whether you have checked your mailbox. This is some of the review question. You need to know this. First is a few of the African countries that experienced military coup in the last 2 years. So just want you to know, lots of countries in Africa have experienced coup, but these are the ones who experienced coup in the last 2 years. Okay, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Mauritania, and Niger. Okay, so those are the ones. And then some of the presidents that they have removed the term limit. Okay, of course, like Tanja had problem because he was forced out by military coup. Other states, and this is the one in Djibouti. That's the one. Ismail Gula, he is the one who is there just recently. The most recent change is in Djibouti. Okay, and then I give you some of this. You don't have to remember this. African coup. I mean, there are a lot, but no. You need to know something like some countries really have a lot of coup. Okay, just that's it. Okay, for example, if my question is, which one of the following African countries, experience more than 5 coups? Okay. Oh, okay. Like some countries will say, "Hey, you had so many coups before. I never had that experience. Let me try it." Okay. So in the 1990s, they tried. And people said, no, it's not good for you. But I've never experienced. I need to grow up. 有听过吗？你们有没有跟爸爸妈妈讲过？ Like my kids, we always told our kids, we said, well, you should not try this. Save your time. Then my kids would say, but Dad, I want that experience. Okay, you want that experience, fine. Okay, and South American countries, we show you this. So you should at least know. It's almost like if you don't have military coup, how can you get into the World Cup? Okay, you need to have a military coup in South America. But this year, wait a second, I know Argentina is there, Brazil, Paraguay is there, right? And what's the number 4 country?
It's Uruguay.
Uruguay, Paraguay. I think Colombia is also there. 5?
They are 5.
They're 5. Okay, so Colombia cannot win a good cup, game if they don't have. They have election. That's so abnormal. They have election. Okay. But the election is going to have what we call just like. Absolute majority, second round. Okay, different forms of government, anarchy. You understand, monarchy, polyarchy is the one created by political scientists. 政治学家没事做, just find a new word saying, we want an archy, but by many people, so they put it poly, like your polynomial something. Polynomial 什么？多元方程式啊？多项式 ，OK， 多项式 ，OK。Aristocracy, autocracy, democracy, no problem with this. Autocracy is not people who fix car that is in charge, okay? Autocracy means, they are on their own. Means they are basically very autocratic in terms of running the country. Kleptocracy, remember that word. Your professor loved this word, kleptocracy. You go into the government to steal. And I think some of our politicians also in Taiwan believe that. The purpose of getting into the government is to enrich your own pocket. It's otherwise, why are you going into government? Meritocracy is based on merit. Never trust that. Why? Because in Taiwan, we have our civil servants do not believe in meritocracy. We said, well, no, look, we have this review system, right? 3% of you will have the C. So 3% is not a big one. Look at in college, C is what? Average. C means average grade. Okay? And then our bureaucrats say, C, no, it's bad. And 3% is too many. Why? Because they believe even if you are doing a good job, but if you don't serve your boss well, you don't kiss his or her ass, then you will get a bad review. Okay, then that is not meritocracy. Okay? So meritocracy based on what you have done. Plutocracy, rich people dominate. Okay, only rich people can run for office. Only rich people can, so that's a plutocracy. Anyway, the country is theirs, right? So why don't we let them to decide? Absolutism means, the king or the military leader who has absolute power. Okay, that kind of authoritarian. What's the difference? Okay, I think this is a good question to ask. So, Zhang Lixing, what's the difference between authoritarianism and totalitarianism? Authoritarianism and totalitarianism. In Chinese, what's the translation? Hmm? 什么 ？Authoritarianism 是什么？No， 威权。Totalitarianism 集权。So what's the difference between 威权跟集权？Okay, 集权 is more absolute than authoritarian. Okay, so if people ask you, North Korea, authoritarian or totalitarian? Totalitarian. Especially with, I love that Li Chunji Dasen. That report. Have you seen her reporting the news? 감사합니다. No. 감사합니다 is okay. Say thank you. I don't think you have to say that, right? 실례합니다. 什么失礼啊？对不起啊，失礼啊。如果他失礼也讲成실례합니다. That's a little bit too much. Okay, so, but that's a totalitarian. Okay, what about China? Authoritarian? Okay, what people will say totalitarian is into every aspect of your life. They dictate what you need to do. They dictate what you need to eat. They dictate what you should like. Okay, like North Korea, show your allegiance to the great leader. No, great leader is Jin Ri-chen, the father. The son, Jin Zheng-ri, the current leader, is called the beloved one. Okay, you always have their pictures together, right? So that's really so absolute. That's totalitarian. Okay, authoritarianism means they truly control political power, but they allow you certain choices in terms of your economic life. Okay, China was a totalitarian before, when most people don't dare to wear the colorful suit, right? Usually it's gray and blue. 中国以前那个真难看啊，就是黑、蓝、灰。不会 nobody dare to wear like orange color, yellow color, or a green color, right? So that's totalitarian. Populism. What do we mean by populism? 王思琪、陈庭瑜。在王思琪、陈庭瑜。Okay, what is populism? Which one you want to answer? Populism. Taksin. Do you know who is Taksin? You got to love him. He's a tycoon, not a typhoon. Huh? Who is Taksin? The former lover? No, former prime minister of which country? Thailand. Okay, now he is a populist. He is practicing populism. What do we mean by populism? Okay, I think my brand of populism will be everyone in Taiwan has a right, is entitled to spend one night in 地堡，好不好？还可以吧？ What do we call this? What is populism? This has been accused of what have happened in Taiwan as well. But third world country, a lot of this populist, like in Venezuela, the President Chavez is being considered a populist. 民粹 means appeal to the general public for to attract their support, but really not very responsible. I think everyone here in this class, I mean, you're too rational. You would not consider my proposal very good. But if you go to the countryside, you go to other places, say, don't you think Taipei people have exploited us enough? Don't you think we are entitled to one night at 地堡？啊，每一个台湾人，我们已经被台北人折磨够了吧？难道不应该到地堡去享受一晚吗？每年有一天到地堡住一晚，享受一下，看看他们赵建明怎么住的。Okay, so good. So that's what we call populism. Or what else? What do we do? 郭台铭, too rich, right? So if he really like all this social dance, everybody is entitled to one free lesson. 郭台铭 should pay all that. Wow, he will do that. Why? Because his wife might have a business. Who knows? Okay, so that's what we call populism. You understand populism now? Just appeal to those, masses of people. Now, national political system, we have federation, confederation, and centralized system. I think you understand all that. One thing about this is Great Britain is a centralized system, but it's moving a little bit toward, I don't think it's a federation yet, but some decentralization of power. Okay, what are the countries that are federal system? Can you give me example? Huang Yixian. Yeah, can you give me example of countries, federal systems? Federal system, two things. Has to be big, right? So that the central government really cannot take care of all the local needs. So you have, more power given to the local government. That's one reason. Second one is maybe a lot of different people. So you allow them to have their own culture, their own autonomy. So which countries? Federal system. United States, okay, that's one. Give me three. I already said big countries. China, are you supporting unification? Because there are people saying, 中华联邦, or 邦年 or something, right? But China is the only big country without a federation. Don't you think China should have federation? allowing autonomy. China has autonomous regions in Guangxi, in Xizang, in Xinjiang, in Neimong, right? But this is where China is the only big country doesn't have the federation. So, Mr. Huang, tell me what other countries have federation? In addition to the United States, the most famous one. There is a club. Okay, if you check, if you Google, you will find a club. All the federal countries. There is a club. About 20 of them. Some of them strange. Some very small, but they are very diverse. Okay, big countries. Mr. Huang, in your view, in addition to United States and China, what are countries that are very big territorially? Taiwan, okay, fine. 大台湾, okay, that's fine. 心中有天就大, okay, so 大台湾. Canada is a federation, especially Canada has what? The two big problems. Quebec, okay, the French-speaking. And the French-speaking people have a different legal code, Napoleon legal code, okay? So different language, different culture, of course. I mean, if you're French, you think you can get along with the British? I mean, British people don't know how to eat, right? Okay, and so Canada is a big one. Okay, I need one more from you. Russia is one. Okay, even though Russia not very good in really giving autonomy, but because it is so big, it has to. So there are a lot of republics inside Russia, right? Used to be Soviet Union is a federation. You have Russia as one of the republic, and then under Russia, you also have some other federation. Russia is a federation, so also have a lot of republic as well. So a lot of autonomous regions here. So that's federation and confederation. Okay. Finnish federation. What else do we have? What other countries federation? Canada, United States, Russia, Germany. Okay. The Federal Republic of Germany, okay, FRG. Germany is a federation. And give me two more. Big countries in terms of both population and maybe size. Switzerland. Switzerland is a small country, but it is a federation. Okay, good. Little Belgium is one. Okay, but I'm talking about big developing country as well. Brazil is one, and Argentina is one. Mexico is one. Okay, India is one, Malaysia is one, so you can have a lot. Oh, we need some African countries. Okay, Ethiopia is one, Nigeria is one. What else do we miss? Oh, Australia is one, right? Australia very big. So you think of the bigger countries, population. The only two exceptions, China and Indonesia. I think Indonesia is big enough in terms of population and also in terms of geographic spread. Okay, should be a federation. Okay, but it's not. Okay, so remember, confederation. Yang Mingwen, Chen Yunqing. Yeah. Okay. Can you give me an example of confederation? Hey, happened in Chinese history almost. Ms. Chen, Confederation in Chinese history. Confederation means the local is stronger than the central. Right? Centralized system means the central government is bigger, more powerful than the local government. Federation is supposedly to share power. Okay, confederation means that local government is bigger. Central government is just saying, we just, happen to be the same. Like if we have a Chinese confederation, saying, Singapore, Taiwan, you can all be part of this. 大中华邦联. Okay, but we are independent. Then where do you put the government? We like gamble a lot. We'll put it in Macau. Okay. And some people go to Macau as the 大中华邦联的议会代表, but nobody care. Okay, so that would be confederation. But other part Chinese history, do you know which one might be considered confederation? How about the warring states? Do you know the warring states? The spring and autumn? After the spring and autumn, it should be summer and winter. But after the spring and autumn, what do we have? Warring states. 战国时代，战国时代算吧。地方有人还知道谁是周朝的周天子吗 ？Who cares? Nobody care. 春秋还 care. 战国 I don't think they care. 三国 do you think they care? They do. They care about the 汉献帝. No. Okay. What about real history in Europe? HRE. Holy Roman Empire. Okay. Which you have so many electors and feudal lords. Nobody care about the emperor. So that's one. America used to have a confederation before they changed into a federation. So remember this. This is very idealistic. The most recent one is what? CIS. What is CIS? Crime investigation. No. Commonwealth of independent states. After Russia, disintegrated, and they put a Commonwealth of independent state. They had the capital in Minsk, okay, in Belarus. But it's not very powerful. So you understand confederation. Soviet Federation. Is this asking you a little bit too much to understand all this federation? Sorry. So you should know some of this: Baltic states, European states, Transcaucasian states, Central Asian states. I don't think I expect you to know how to spell all those stan. Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. That would be a little bit too much for you. But you should know those countries, okay? Yugoslavian Confederation, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia. Don't confuse Slovenia with Slovakia. But both of them are in World Cup, huh? I think so. Am I right? Slovenia is. Who knows? Maybe. I know Czech Republic is not. Czech Republic is very upset right now because both, I think Slovenia and Slovakia, both. Okay, so remember this federation. And then Russia's autonomous republic in the Transcaucasus or Transcaucasian region, Chechnya, Dagestan, and Ingushetia, North Ossetia. Now, where is South Ossetia? It's in Georgia, remember. Okay, North and South. North is in Russia, South. Okay, so you remember. Term of political separation. We can have independence, but next time, we can use a different word. We can use a secession, okay? But people say secession, you must be there, tied up, you secede. But we are not under China, so I'm not sure. Self-determination, that's the word we like to use a lot, saying it's our own choice for Taiwan, right? Autonomy, autonomy is not a good word in Taiwan. 自治. And people will say, are we already part of China? No. Okay. So decentralization, irredentism. Oh, that's the key word here. 正方 蔡伟玲也不在，许同丽。Yeah. What is irredentism? Anyone else? No irredentism? Irredentism, I think we explained this a little bit. It's about someone outside your country belong to the same group, okay, as you. And you feel they should be part of or reintegrate with you. So China feel Taiwan is an irredenta. China feel Taiwan, being Han Chinese, should be part of the Chinese nation.
Do they think that we are separate?
Well, they are not controlling us now. So Taiwan is an irredenta. It's not almost like another country will be the Tamil people in Sri Lanka, right? The Tamil people in India feel that this Tamil should not be under the rule of the Sinhalese in Sri Lanka. They should be united with the Tamil people in India. So what would be? I think more like in China would be something like Fujian province has a special affinity relation with Taiwan. They feel Taiwan and Fujian maybe should be part. It should be the same. That's how they strongly identify. Where else do we find this? Okay, in Germany, after World War II, parts of Germany being ceded to where? Which country? Germany lost territory after World War II to which country? No. England to where? No, they occupy Germany, but they return. But Germany lost territory to which country? Poland. Why lost territory to Poland? Because Poland lost territory to the Soviet Union. So Soviet Union said, I'm going to take the eastern part of Poland, and Poland said, then I need to be compensated. So they took the eastern part of the Germany. Okay? So you have German people in Poland nowadays. Still, they speak German. And after the unification of Germany, Angela Merkel said, we will not pursue that. Some people worry. Because German will say, hey, we have brothers lost in the Polish territory. 沦陷在波兰区. Okay? They lost. Also, there is another called Eastern Prussia. It's northeast of Poland, separated from Germany, but used to be German territory, also given away. So German people in Poland, that's their irredenta to them. Do we have others? Oh, we have this one. I'll give you this one. How about Korean? They feel they have brothers across the Tumen River. Yalu River and Tumen River. It's in North Manchuria, China. That's their irredenta. All this autonomous Korean autonomous region, 朝鲜族自治区 should be part of the greater Korea. A lot of countries have this greater idea, like Hungary, Hungarians in Romania. They want to be unified with Hungary rather staying with Romania. So that's we call irredenta. You understand this one now? Do we have that? Do we consider Okinawa our brothers? No? How about 钓鱼台? But there's no people there. Oh, the fish! We're so familiar with those fish. They're our brother. They are our irredenta. 那些吴郭鱼跟我们的吴郭鱼是朋友 Right? So that's irredenta. You understand now? Okay, separation. Term of mass killing, I think we go through all those before ethnic cleansing, especially for which country? Ethnic cleansing. 刘佑俊 Ray, I'm sorry, Ray. We are 写了 Ray here. Okay. No, ethnic cleansing. You need to cleanse your ethnic group. You think you've been polluted. Like, have you seen that movie, Hotel Rwanda? Yeah, he said, I can smell something. And then, this guy working in the hotel, Georgia, Gregory, the guy who is a Hutu, suddenly he decided, I don't have to listen to you. I can move into the presidential suite. And then he accused the leading actor who is a Hutu, but his wife is Tutsi. He said, well, I smell something not good, but you don't smell it because maybe you have lived in there too long with them. So Hutu felt Tutsi, different smell. You need to cleanse, 种族清洗. So which country is that? No, South Africa is separate. South Africa, no, they don't even want to. I mean, they know they're a minority. They are not going to finish.
How about Australia?
Australia is also a white only. I don't think they want to get rid of the others by killing. This one is saying we don't want to be polluted. We want to kill. Ethnic cleansing. Bosnia, former Yugoslavia, okay? Because Bosnia, a lot of them are Muslim, okay? So the Serbs there felt that they need to remove those Muslims, okay? That's what we call ethnic cleansing. That's the special term being used in former Yugoslavia. And then genocide everywhere, from Tibet to Rwanda to other places. Holocaust, which country?
That's only one.
Only one, okay. Only Israel, right? Jewish people. Massacre everywhere. You can use, for Tiananmen, you can use all kinds of massacre. Armenian, Turkey said it's a massacre. Armenians said, no, it is a genocide. Okay, but Israel said, I don't care what you use, but just don't use Holocaust. Okay, that's ours. That tragedy that's ours. Ours cannot use it. Okay, so pogrom also about the Jewish people. Where? In the 19th century, Russia. Okay, so when Jewish people suffer a lot, I think they have the monopoly of tragedy. Monopolize a lot of tragedies. Okay, so understand all those. Wang Dazhong. Okay, what about type of voting? Election recall, initiative, referendum. You understand all those. What is plebiscite? Plebiscite. Do you know this word? Plebiscite? Plebiscite. Plebiscite. Pleb in Latin, pleb means people. 平民 Yeah, it's 公投. Plebiscite is, but it's almost like voting for a country's independence, voting for some kind of the status of a country. Referendum is more on issue. 公投 is more 复决. Okay, this is 复决. This is almost like plebiscite. A plebiscite is more like Napoleon asking people, say, do you want me or not? People say, of course we love you. Please stay. Right? You know, these are populists. Populists always do that. Do you really want me to go? No, we love you. You know, you're our sun in the winter. You are our water, you know, in the desert. Okay, so that's where plebiscite, you know. Some people asking you, we call leadership approval. That's plebiscite. Okay. Australia wanted to abolish monarchy. They went through a plebiscite. Okay, so very similar. Ballot number proposition, that's also true. We have a lot of similar type, different names. But for example, what are being voted in a lot of countries in terms of 公投, they voted for like, do we need a casino? Taiwan, we did that in Penghu, right? That's a good 公投, I would say. What other issues we should vote for? Do we want to pay a little bit more tax so we can have, you know, a new library for, you know, the city? You know, some people did. Some people said, yeah, so what? Like, I voted in Alaska, you have to vote for every kind of this kind of project. They would say, if your property is over $100,000, you have to pay $20 more for tax to fix this school. Okay? 每10万美金. So that means what? If your house worth about 3 million Taiwanese dollar, 多收800块钱. You said, well, that's not a lot. Okay, so you said yes. But a lot of people say, don't let the government depend on this. You can always say no. Every tax is evil, right? So they don't want this. So that's 公民投票. So you vote for that. Or people would say, should marijuana be legal? You understand marijuana? 大麻. 大麻 is a good thing in this kind of chaotic world. Right? We need 大麻 just to get ourselves into a different world, different zone. But it is not legal. Okay, so some people say 大麻 is not going to get people to commit crime, and you are actually deterring crime. Those people who might want to commit crime and then suddenly they have 大麻, they stay home just having. So marijuana should be legalized or not? Okay, in Taiwan, wow, recently we have something like this guy who liked to have baby with Uzbek ladies. You know, the surrogate motherhood. Should we have that legal in Taiwan? 代理孕母. People say, you know, would that be too difficult for us? How about voting for, you know, the Chinese student coming to Taiwan? Should that be a 公投? No. What would be a good 公投 issue? How about nuclear power? No. So what else do we want to have 公投? Our government gave you this right to vote. No, you have no issues at all? You care? How about this one? Death penalty. Do we want to abolish death penalty? I think that's the one we should do. Okay? And once you vote it, and then the Minister of Justice will feel less pressure, right, to execute people. So ballot number proposition, the same thing. In Italy, they like to vote whether abortion should be legal. Okay, because it is a Catholic country, they still not feel comfortable with those. Okay, or homosexual, gay marriage, should that be legalized? I think that should be put for people to vote? Or can we save money, for example, even if you're not married? Tax code everywhere, tax code. Yesterday, I just submit my tax, and I suddenly found out I have to pay $300,000 more. I said, wait a second. I look at, I have to pay 40% of my tax, my income for tax. What's wrong? I mistakenly added one more number for my income. 忽然变1000多万了。Okay, that's the reason I have to pay. Then I said, wait a second, those people who earn that much only pay 300,000? 1000多万才30几万，我100多万，结果最后算出来是5万。Okay, but that's that's one thing I think people will look at this, in terms of tax and this kind of things you can have 公投. So those are a lot of issues here. Education, I think we have one. Most of you understand, but I want to ask you one here. 胡荣华、简英哲都不在，苏新鹤。Yeah, what is affirmative action? Affirmative means yes, right? It's in the affirmative, so say yes to action. No, what does that mean? Say no to drink. Affirmative action, very important, just like your STARry programs here. What is your STARry program? 繁星计划. What is affirmative action? People translate it as 平权法. Okay, means helping people who might have suffered discrimination or being disadvantaged before. It's a remedial way of helping them. So affirmative action in terms of education opportunity, job opportunity, promotion opportunity. Okay? So in Taiwan, who have been discriminated in jobs? We need affirmative action. 有没有？台湾什么在找工作有没有被歧视？ How about people who over 50 years old? People like me have been discriminated. Mentally challenged, okay. But, if the job is based on ability or, sometimes they cannot perform, then it's a big problem, right? Physically challenged, I think people will, something we can do, affirmative action.
But over some fields that not necessary to.
Yes, that's why, our company, our institute, my university, we hire someone who has suffered depression before. A depression right now is if you cannot find a job, say you have depression. Okay, because the depression cannot be discriminated. So that's one, okay. But sometimes if you cannot perform, then people cannot. But physically challenged, disabled people, I think we have some affirmative action. Affirmative action for minority groups, maybe for Aboriginals. But we don't have a lot here in Taiwan. Other countries, they do, like South Africa. Black used to be apartheid, right? Separated. So they didn't have the opportunity to work for the government. Now, the government purposely recruit, even though they might not be as qualified as the white. But if you don't recruit them, let them learn and grow, then they will always be in a disadvantaged position. If the medical university do not recruit minorities, and then minority will never have a chance to become doctors or dentists, then it will be difficult. So affirmative action is important in education as a remedy, 弥补 Okay, but the big question everywhere is, okay, how long do you have to have this policy in place? Means, okay, I know you suffered before, but African American, for example, can Obama's daughter say, we are African American, right? Or what's his name? Will Smith. I mean, should the university say, hey, we want to recruit a black student here? Hey, this is a one. Will Smith's son? That's being disadvantaged? Probably not, right? Maybe there is a white miner's daughters or someone.
All the factors should be.
Yeah, economic factors should be included. But it's nice to just have the skin color sometimes. Like Obama right now can say, well, Obama's daughter might say, well, we need to be help, right? But they don't. So this is a policy people say, yes, it has been bad for those people for a long time, and it has to be changed. And through this, something has to be done. But a lot of people will say, for how long, though? 1 generation, 2 generation? Okay, so that's one big question. And the second one is, again, the question of affirmative action is when you are being hired. Like you said about the handicap, people will say, oh, he got his job only because of that. So, and then people will say, no, it's not his ability, but his, it's based on affirmative action. We call affirmative action baby. Means those people who got their job. I am the one. I think. I'm not affirmative action, but I think so. In the United States, the university recruited me because they think I look also good to teach Eskimo. Right? I look Eskimo. Do I look Eskimo? I think. No. I'm serious. When I went one summer from Alaska to Washington, D.C., to teach at a summer school in an American university in Washington, D.C., the lady looked at me and then looked at me and then finally said, are you Eskimo? Because I was from Alaska, right? My son looked like an Eskimo for a while. Okay, so of course, then people will say, are you, I think so. So what? But other people who might get a job just based on merits, remember meritocracy, just based on merit, but people will always suspect, oh, maybe he got in because of affirmative action. So that's not fair to those people, right, who are very good students, just, like Aborigines in Taiwan, who might be able to just, without any additional points, can get into NTU. But every Aborigines in Taiwan, if he or she appears in NTU or NTHU, people will say, "Oh, how many points you got to get here?" Right? So that's one problem. Maybe based on merit. So those are, but it's a way of helping. Okay, equality of opportunity. People say, "No, as long as we have equality of opportunity, we don't need affirmative action." That's not right. Okay. Entrance examination, standardized tests. Sometimes people say those standardized tests might be discriminating. Okay, for example, say, "Oh, Christmas is in the winter." Sorry, from where I came, Christmas is in the summer, right? So that's not a good standardized test. Okay, and you understand application and recruitment. Some of this. Okay, we come back and. Finish this and then finish the Thai article. Okay. You all know these restrictions. 3, 3限6不. Okay. 3 restriction and 6 no for many students in Taiwan. Try to remember some of them. Okay. It's so strange. I think we should add number 7. No preferential score. I think that's okay. Used to be. But can we give preferential scores to minority in China, like Tibetans? Yeah, we used to do that. So in Taiwan, if you're Tibetan from Taiwan, you can get preferential treatment. But if you're Tibetan from China, you cannot. That's strange. Okay. Not to affect local enrollment number. Yeah, we need more of you because some of our schools are going to be closed. But some of those schools are really good for retirement home. You know that. Some of our private technical college, university, they are in countryside. Good air. They have cafeteria. So like I retire, I go there. And they have dorm. Okay, so for us, dorm, that's fine. Retired people. And then they have some classroom. Oh, continuing education. 这什么终身教育也很好，有教师还可以上课。So why don't we all retire there? Turning some 科技大学 into retirement home. Okay. Otherwise, I mean, we have to have more students. Okay. No, now eligible for scholarship? Strange. At least I got some scholarship before when I was graduate. Not allowed to moonlight. Did I moonlight? Yes. Not allowed to seek. Moonlight means you have to work very hard. You cannot go on to enjoy the moon. Okay? No, you understand moonlight. Moonlight's second job. Okay? It's not sick. But the DPP also suggests a seventh no. What is that one? No dating of local. Meaningless? I don't know. Because, if you allow them to date, then it will evolve into marriage or kids, right? So you have to start from the very beginning. No dating. But how can you tell? Right? How can you tell? Okay, so not different electoral system. You have to understand this one. Single member district. First past the post. 2 rounds, absolute majority. Colombia right now is voting for this, the first round. Already finished. They have to have the second round. Okay. Single member district, you understand that one. You're voting only for 1 member. Okay. Some other countries will have like a single non-transferable vote, which this one, single non-transferable vote. Okay. If you cannot remember the system, this is the system still being used in Taipei, and I think also, I'm not sure about Hsinchu, but also Taichung as well. Local assembly, 市议会选举 multi-member, right? 我们是不是市议会都是好几个，一个选区选好几个，然后呢，但是只能投一票。你说 but I love more than one. Why are you put me in this position, right? So what do we call this? Single vote, non-transferable. Means you can vote one, but cannot transfer to another vote. So if you cannot remember this, I had a system again called SN Sony TV. So that's how you remember it. SNTV, Sony TV. Okay. So this is a vote system. Mixed system means combined proportional representation and others. Some countries have a very strange one. One country has the best loser system. Like nationwide, the 5 top losers is also part of the parliament. So if you lost in election, but you are the best loser, you are also in the parliament. So there are all kinds of systems. My friends who study election, crazy. I used to do that, but I'm not interested in those anymore. Like how do you count? Like Australian ballot. They ask you to rank your candidate. Like 1, 2, 3. So for example, someone who got a lot of number 1 vote and then number 3 votes. Okay, he might not win because the guy who got more number 2 votes plus some number 1's vote might win. Very different kind. And then they have some kind of 余数加级还有叫什么拜习拜。I love this in Japan. They have this 习拜。Okay, so a very strange electoral system. But every electoral system is just trying to have the best representation, I think. So first past the post, single member district. Clear, no controversy, but not the best representation. Okay? So you have to remember that one. Political system, parliamentary, presidential system, semi-presidential. Now, which one is Taiwan? Li Yuxuan. Yeah, which one is Taiwan? Is Taiwan a presidential system? Parliamentary system? Because we have a prime minister, right? Prime minister is only in parliamentary system. But we also have a president, so it must be president. So what are we? 是什么？我们是什么？什么都不是。Well, sometimes people say, depends on, like in Taiwan, when Jiang Jingguo was the strong man in Taiwan, when he was prime minister, we are parliamentary system. When he was president, we are presidential system. People say, but what happened before him? Oh, when he was defense minister, we are defense minister system. So what is Taiwan? Taiwan, according to the Constitution of 1948, okay, the original Constitution, the one before being amended many times, now doesn't look like anything. Okay, 台湾的宪法是四不像啊。Okay, so original one, we are a closer to parliamentary system, 具有内阁制精神。Okay, and then people say, but every democracy, people love president. So we are more like a presidential system, but people say we are a semi-presidential. 半总统制. Okay, because we have two. Strange. Okay, majority rule, minority government. Parliamentary system can always have majority rule. Okay, parliamentary, because you have to form majority. Like Great Britain, which majority do they have? Miss Lee. Great Britain right now. 英国多数执政，谁是多数？ Who are the majority? Who are the majority in Great Britain? Okay, I'll give you a clue here. You can take a look. British political party, which one? Are in the majority? Labour? Labour just being defeated. I think they just lost the election. Conservatives. Okay, Conservative is the biggest party, but they don't have a majority, so they have a coalition government with Liberal Democrats. Okay, so parliamentary system, usually they would try to form a majority, even though they might not. Okay, presidential system, sometimes you will have what we call divided government. Divided government means president and parliamentary control belong to two different parties. Okay. Like United States right now is very rare. A Democratic president, a Democratic Congress. Okay. Usually you might want to have check and balance. In America, people say Congress, separation of power, check and balance. But most of the American congressmen are receiving check and put in their bank to balance their account. They said, well, we are doing check and balance. So, United Kingdom, you understand all these terms, right? England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Great Britain. British politics, Westminster model, that's the one, 西敏寺, okay, parliamentary system. House of Lords, House of Commons. Please cherish this House of Lords right now because some of them in the future might want to face election. People said they cannot be disappointed. 这上议院有点像我们国大 not elected. Now they're going to change that. Member of the cabinet of parliament, cabinet, okay. Shadow cabinet, I don't think we have that one. Now, Democratic Progressive Party in Taiwan, if we have a shadow cabinet, Huang Yixiang, if we have a shadow government in Taiwan, who should be the next Minister of Defense for DPP? 假如有一个影子内阁 means I have one person. If we going to win the election, he will be the next Minister of Foreign Affairs. 谁是？民进党的话，如果执政，谁是外交部长？有没有人已经看出来像是 ？Speaking, who is speaking? Speaking 萧美琴会不会 ？Maybe. 那谁是教育部长？有没有 ？I think it would be the son of 杜正胜。No, we don't know. But when we talk about shadow government, this is where you have, okay, in a parliamentary system, because every parliamentary system, the members in the cabinet, minister, is also a representative. 是议员哦，每一个国会的部长都是议员。So that's the majority ruling party. Minority, they also have one members of parliament. In the future, if we want the majority, I am going to be the next one. So that's why we call shadow government. 这样比较专业一点 right? You can be more. So that's shadow government. Backbenchers. Backbenchers 是什么？是 Brian Scalabrine of Boston Celtics. Really, in the very back of the bench. Like in America, basketball, they have what we call the award coming out of the bench, coming out of bench. Yeah, the 6-man's award. But I never heard of the 12-man award. 有没有第12人这样？就是 the real backbenchers are doing what? Getting the shower. Right? What do we call those? Cheerleading. Okay. But in Great Britain, backbenchers are the first-termer in the parliament. Magna Carta, you know that one. 大宪章. Monarch, Buckingham Palace, Prime Minister, Downing Street 10. British political party, you have those. Parliament, remember this term, hung parliament and coalition government. Minimum willing coalition, we explained that already. The politician, you should know them. Sometimes I give multiple choice, and I will mix a movie star in there. Or someone like, Beckham. David Beckham. Ooh, people choose, so make sure you don't embarrass yourself, okay, by choosing some strange. Okay. British election term. Remember the difference between parliamentary and presidential, fixed term and term limit, impeachment for fixed term, but no confidence vote for no term limit, no fixed term. Early election snap. If you suddenly decide, I want to have an election, midterm election for America, by-election, not by-election. By-election means what? 补选. Okay, someone died. Someone scandal, resign. Okay, so by-election. Dissolution of parliament, 解散国会, right? Resignation. Okay. Vocabulary, I gave you a lot, so I think that should be enough here for you to go over. Okay. Remember, I gave you a sample test before. Sometimes, don't overlook the sample test. You might have some questions you want to see. Okay. Might be the same. Who knows? Okay, let's go into Thailand. Yeah. 有啊，会有啊，我还要给你们一点。我想 I need to give you something. At least you should recognize few things. Okay. Where are we? Anyone know where are we? I know we are somewhere here. Why compromise? Where are we? Which paragraph? Society? Just a second. Page? Okay. So society fracture. Okay, this is where we saw. As Thailand? Oh, we finished that paragraph. Have we finished as Thailand crisis? No? Okay. So we start with Dan Zuwen. As Thailand's.
As Thailand's crisis continues to unfold, many will wonder how it came to this. If politics is the art of the compromise, Thais have appealed to the experts. Various political factions, both elected and unelected, cobbled together governments that oversaw steady economic growth, even as they squabbled and scrapped for the spoils. The pragmatic formula no longer works. Political crises have polarized opinions within families, workplaces, and communities, and hollow out dissent.
Okay, so Thai people supposed to be the best in compromise, but not anymore. They mastered the art of compromise before. People who might fight against one another, elected, unelected, but fighting for what? For spoil. What do you mean by spoil?
For advantages?
It's almost like fighting for 分赃。中文怎么讲赃？英文 spoil will be something that you share the wealth of the country. 油水 the oil and the water. Okay, so spoil means, for example, we work together to rob the bank, and then we share the spoil. Okay, something like so people were able to fight and then continue, and fight for that spoil, argue and fight, but they will try to do that, but they can compromise and then say, okay, that's not fighting, real one. Let's just, maybe just getting this one, the spoil. So they have economic growth, even though they fight, but continue to have growth. But now, that pragmatic formula no longer works. Polarized. You understand polarized? Now, which society is supposed to be the least polarized? How about Haiti? Is Haiti not polarized? No, Haiti is polarized. Taiwan is polarized. So if you don't use the camera Polaroid before, maybe you are not polarized. What is the country less polarized? I think Japan. I mean, do you think Japan has a very different view? Or maybe about the American basis, right? But most people don't like the American base. But I don't think Japan is very polarized. Singapore probably not, okay, as polarized. But definitely Taiwan is. I think Korea is as well. So a lot of countries are polarized, including Thailand. So you have polarized opinion within family. Do we have that in Taiwan? How many of you in your extended family that you have people voted for different camp? It's okay. Okay? 你们家里头有没有蓝绿阵营投票？家庭聚会会发生争吵的？I have one. Okay? At least in my family we have one. But it's okay. Family is still family. But some family have problem. Okay? Even to the extent that people will not allow their kids to date each other. How can you date someone from the blue family? Oh. But parent cannot stop this. I have deep blue family. Son marry a deep green daughter. Oh, they try to avoid seeing each other, I think. But still. So workplaces, do we have that? Yes. Communities, and then hollow out the center means this center is no longer there to hold. Okay, next one, Guo Junyi.
Political violence, including the bloodshed in May 1992, when a coup leader sent troops out to mow down the democracy protesters. Then King
Bhumibol Adliade
was able to order
a truce
between the army chief and the protest leader, and appoint an
interim
administration to steer the country out of crisis.
Bhumibol.
Bhumibol, who is 82 and confined to the hospital, has stayed out of the current mess. Some veterans and many foreign observers believe that the palace has already taken sides and is no longer an honest
Broker.
2006 coup and royalist yellow shirts protests in 2008 brought home that message. But even if Bhumibol is tried to mediate this time, there is no simple fix. The prospect of the looming succession is an unpopular crown prince in the Queen's further heightens tensions.
Okay. In 1992, Thailand also had coup, right? That's one of the few times a bloodshed coup. Usually Thailand's coup is we call bloodless. Everybody say, hey, take a picture with the tank. Say hi to the soldiers. But 1992, okay, a coup leader sent troops out to mow down. Well, I like that word, mow down. What is to mow down? Have you ever mowed the lawn? Mow down the lawn. Smash. Or sometimes in basketball game, you have someone like Kobe Bryant can score like 30 points in one quarter. That would be to mow down the other team, right? So mow down means put down, the pro-democracy protester. And also the king at the time was able to order a truce. What is a truce? Truce. Mr. Guo, this is an important word, truce, Truce. Truce is like, you got a technical? No. What does that mean? Stop. This, you have, you can take a break, stop. What would it mean? Time off. Yeah, 暂停. This is 暂停. Truce is, 临时停火, almost like that, okay? Between the army chief and the protest leader saying, well, stop, okay? The king can say, do that. But now he's 82 years old, okay? At the time before, this is 18 years ago, he was 64, I think, if you do the math correct. 64 was able to do it, having the truce and then appoint an interim administration. Nice word, interim. What do we mean by interim? Interim agreement, interim administration government. Interim agreement is what China and Taiwan is trying to have. We call it 中程协议. Not at the end, 中, middle. Okay, means in the meantime, we don't know whether Taiwan wants to have independence or unification with China. But for the next 50 years, why don't we have an agreement so that in this period, it's a transition. We don't know what happened, called 中程. So almost like 临时, temporary, but it's a little bit longer. So interim government means 临时政府. You set up government. For example, if somehow Korea Peninsula war broke out, Li Mingbo got assassinated. Okay, sorry. If he got assassinated, and then Korea, obviously will have a succession line. But what happened, North Korea is very good in killing a lot together, right? In 1983, when a lot of ministers from South Korea visiting Myanmar, and on their way to the airport, being bombed by North Korean, it killed, I think, about 8 ministers or 7. So very efficient, North Korea. So then you will have to have an interim government. In Thailand, for example, if the Russian army have its way and Abhisi resign, then you have to have someone we call it caretaker. Okay. Yeah, in the middle, you take care. Okay. So a caretaker government. So this is interim. But at the time it has. Okay. But now he stay out of the current crisis, and Russia as well as foreign observers said the palace means the king. Okay, taken side, no longer honest broker. What do you mean by honest broker? Broker, Mr. Guo, you understand broker? Broker is also a word right now being used. We call to broker a peace. Not broke a peace. Broker a peace means you bring the two sides together, saying, why don't we sit down and let's reach a peace? So broker 不是经纪人，应该叫什么？掮客。掮客很难听哎。This is a statesman, Okay, but we call them 掮客. Okay, fine. So broker a peace. But the king, you say the king is a 掮客. That's not a... Honest, what do you mean by honest? Broker. For example, if you have, like a lot of family have problems, husband and wife fought all the time, and then there will be someone in a third party say, okay, don't fight. Okay, I'll listen to you. Like, okay, I'll decide who's wrong, who's right. But sometimes they will say, no, I don't want this person to mediate because he's already on your side. Right? So that's not what we call honest broker. Honest broker means you have no preposition on this issue. Okay, you listen, you try to be as honest as possible. But if you already have taken sides, then you're not honest broker. Okay, so what would be an honest broker? For example, in Taiwan, if we do have the pen blue and the pen green try to decide or debate on something, do we have any newspaper in Taiwan? People will say they can, okay, we have one television called public television. At least people say debate organized by public television station may be neutral, right? Am I right? 公视办比三立或中天办要公正一点吧。How about newspaper? Pen Blue said we cannot trust the Liberty Times. And Pen Green said, no, we don't trust United Daily News. No, like 联合 already they want 统一 Okay, 中国, oh, that's China. So which one is more an honest broker here? Apple Daily, yes. Apple Daily, okay. So that's what we call honest broker. You understand honest broker? 人间福报 maybe. 醒报有没有听过醒报？醒报 maybe honest broker. Awakening 醒报 Okay. 2006 Coup and royalist yellow shirts protest in 2008 drove home that message. What do you mean by drive home? Drove home. Mr. Guo? Drive home. What does that mean? Like something you don't know whether that's true or not, but yeah, let's drive home. You know, like, yeah. Okay, that's what we call drive home. Means hit you and you know that's what. Okay, 中文怎么翻译 drive home? 你们的字典有吗？惊醒啊，就是这样子哦。就是譬如说，难怪老是打电话给我老公都不通，原来在外面鬼混，抓到了。OK， 难怪找不到 drive home. Okay, so you understand drive home. There is no simple fix. People like to use that word as a noun. Fix means no way to change that. Looming secession. Looming. What do you mean by looming? Looming means getting bigger and bigger. The issue is coming closer to you. We call it looming. So what do we have there? I think in Taiwan, probably a looming things will be if China want to pressure Taiwan for unification. What would be the North Korean issue? Also looming secession. Kim Jong-il does not even want to leave anything in China. You read about this? Even his shit he took back to North Korea because he was worried China would analyze and knew what kind of disease he had. Okay. You know, Chinese are very good. We even have a king who tastes the shit of the other king, right? 记得吗？越王勾践尝吴王夫差的便，就知道他身体什么地方有问题。OK， That's very important. So if, okay, Miss Xu, you're going to be a mother one day. If you don't know what your kid's got, some kind of problem, taste his shit. Okay? So you will know. 有五谷味, good. Okay? So, with an unpopular crown prince. What is a crown prince? Hello? What is a crown prince, Miss Guo? 储君，太子也可以了。储君，太子我现在总觉得是太子的什么，台南太子什么？ 油饭. Hungry. Okay. Further heightened tension means, problem. Remember, Thailand's crown prince, not very popular. People think he's a disaster. It's going to be a problem for Thailand. But the queen supported the crown prince. Everybody in Thailand liked the princess. The princess is a very nice one. Okay? She always represents the king to go out for a charity function, and people think she's a good one. Her younger brother is terrible. It's basically a spoiled one, creating problem, but he is going to be the next king. So maybe Thailand can abolish monarchy. Like he would say, I made this contribution. I'm so bad. Finally, Thailand abolished monarchy. That's a contribution, don't you think? Okay, try to finish the article by yourself, and then we will take the final and next week, right? That's what we said. But I want to meet after that next week to return your work and discuss with you as well.